Hi, in this video lecture we are going to discuss about problems that can be solved with conditional statements. So the first problem we are going to consider is check whether a given year is leap year or not. So you will be given a number which represents the year and you have to check whether it is a leap year or not. So when you look at the input, first of all we will do the problem analysis and then we can write the algorithm and then the code. So when you look at the input of the problem, the input will be the year that has to be checked and the output will be whether we have to print leap year or not leap year, right? And when you look at the concepts involved, year is said to be leap year if any one of the following two conditions is satisfied. The first condition that we have to check is whether that year is divisible by 4 and not divisible by 100, okay? Then only it is a leap year. Both these conditions should be satisfied or this should be satisfied when the number is divisible by 400. Then also we can say a year as leap year. So now consider these examples. First one will be 1992. When you look at 1992, it is divisible by 4 and it is not divisible by 100. So as per the first condition, this is a leap year. And when you look at this year 1900, check for the first condition. It is divisible by 4, but the counterpart, when you look at it, it should be not divisible by 100, but it is divisible by 100. So the first condition says this is false. So let us check the second condition. When you look at the second condition, it should be divisible by 400. When you try to divide 1900 by 400, it is not divisible, okay? So as per the second condition also it is false. Since both the conditions are false, we will say that it is not a leap year. And consider the next year, example 2000. When you look at it, try to divide it by 4, yes, divisible. And when you try to divide it by 100, it is divisible. The first condition fails. Now consider the second condition, whether it is divisible by 400, yes, it is divisible by 400. So the number year is going to be leap year, okay? So these are all the examples and now we will write the algorithm. So the algorithm first step says read year and let it call that as y, let y be a variable name representing the year. And then in the second step we have to check if y is divisible by 4 and not divisible by 100, okay? Then we will say it is a leap year. Or if y is divisible by 400, then we will say it as leap year, okay? And we are going to say it as not a leap year otherwise, okay? This is step 2 and we can stop after doing this. So before going to the second problem, now let us do this code. So as per the algorithm, what you have to do is you have to read the year, okay, and it is going to be integer. So use the input function and convert it into integer, right? And then we are going to check whether y is divisible by 4, okay? So when you will say that y is divisible by 4 is y mod 4 is 0 means then we will say it is divisible by 4 and, okay, and y is divisible by 100, not divisible by 100. So y mod 100 not equal to 0, okay? This is the first condition. We have coded the, actually Python is very simple where we can code like English itself. That is the major advantage of Python. So beginners can learn it very easily. So you see here, first condition is y mod 4, that is y should be divisible by 4 and not divisible by 100, okay? Or we will use the or logical operator, y is divisible by 400. In that case also you can say that it is a leap year, okay? So you are going to print as leap year, okay? If this condition is not satisfied, else, okay, else is used for otherwise, okay, you are going to print not leap year, okay? So this is the code. We can try executing for the cases, right? Check whether it is working or not. First input is 1900, it is saying not a leap year, that is what we want. And then we are going to say 1992, it is a leap year. Of course, by condition 1 it is satisfied. Next we are giving 2000, 2000 is also a leap year as per condition 2. Okay, this is how we will write code. And when you are writing if conditional statements, okay, you should be very careful about indentation. You should keep a colon at the end of it. And when you are working with integrated development environment, automatically this indentation will happen. But when you are going to use your own editors, let it be like Notepad or something, then you have to take care of the indentation, right? Okay, so now we will go to the next problem. So what is the next problem says is any color, we know that any color is made up of 3 primary colors, red, green and blue, okay, and that is what RGB, okay, and red color has 0. When I say it is a pure red color, it means that there is no green and there is no blue in it, okay, that's what is given here. Red color has 0 green and 0 blue, that's what is given in the problem. And red color can be classified into brightest, okay. When there is only red color, it will be said to be brightest, dark and light based on the intensity. So intensity will be expressed as percentage, okay, in RGB. So when you will say as brightest is if intensity is greater than 50, okay, then we can say it as brightest. And it is said to be dark. When you will say it is to be dark is when the percentage of redness is 25 to 50, then we will say it to be dark, and you will say it as light otherwise, okay. And you can see the boundary conditions. Why we have to see here the boundary conditions is because it is mentioned that it is a percentage. You can look into the problem. So when we are reading the problem, we should be very, very careful, okay, because some of the test cases may be based on that. So we should be very careful. So it is given here expressed as percentage. Percentage means we know that it should be from 0 to 100 only, okay. So now let us see the PSE of it. Input will be the intensity of the color, and output you are going to print either or one of the 3 values. And when you look at the concept involved, you are going to check the interval of the intensity, and you are going to print either dark, light or brightest. Now consider this value 25. When you look at this 25, it is actually as per the condition. When we look at the condition, when it is otherwise, okay, you are going to have greater than 25 only, then only it is dark, okay. If it is 25 also, then we will say it as light only. When you look at 57, it is from 50 to 100. In that case, you will say it is dark. And when it is greater than 50, it comes under the, sorry, greater than 90, sorry, 1 minute, I will check the condition. So if it is going to be greater than 50, right, then we will say it as brightest. Yeah, there is, yeah, here also it should be brightest, okay. Actually 26 to 50 only, greater than 25, yeah, 26 to 50 only should be dark. There is a mistake in the manual writing. 57 should be brightest, okay. So 91 is also brightest, and if I give the value as 120, okay, then it is an invalid input because the value should be only from 0 to 100, right. Now the algorithm, read the intensity of red, let us call it as R, okay, and you are going to check now if R is less than 0 or greater than 100, then in that case it is invalid input, okay. You can print that it is an invalid input and go to step number 6. Step number 6 asks you to stop. And step 3, otherwise if the input is valid, then you are checking if it is greater than 50, okay, then you are going to print it as brightest. If it is from 25 and less than or equal to 50, then you are going to print it as dark, and if it is less than or equal to 25, then you are going to print as light, okay. Here also there is a typo, it should be light, okay, fine. Now we can see about implementing the algorithm. This is the first algorithm. There are 2 ways we can do. Let us do the first algorithm now, okay. So go back to Python, and now we are going to say red 1. We are going to do two algorithms. Okay, so first you are reading the intensity of red from the user, right? So R is red, and when you look at it, yeah, so after that you are going to check whether it is less than 0. That is boundary condition. You are going to check whether R is less than 0 or R is greater than 100. Okay, then you are going to print invalid input, valid input. Okay, otherwise, okay, if this one of the conditions are satisfied, then there is no processing at all. We are going to do the processing only if those conditions are failed and it is a valid input. Okay, so else what you say, if R is greater than 50. Okay, so if R is greater than 50, then you are going to print brightest, right? Then the algorithm says if R is greater than 25 and less than 50. Okay, so if R is greater than 25 and R is less than or equal to 50, you can write like this, right? Less than or equal to 50, then you are going to print dark. Fine, right? And if R is less than or equal to 25, then we are going to print light. Fine. So these are all the conditions. Now we can execute and check. When I give a value as 23, it is showing me as light, and if I am having as 55, then it's going to be brightest. And similarly, if I am going to have something like 120 or something, then it's going to give me invalid input. Okay, and if I am having like 34, then it's going to be dark. Okay, so understood. So this is one way of coding. And one more thing I want to say about Python is this is the normal way of writing R greater than 25 and so on, but we can also write as mathematical expressions. When we were learning mathematics, they might have taught us that if you want to say that the value of R is between 25 and 50, then you can do like this. That is, so I can say like this. Okay, so what does that mean? R is greater than 25 and R is less than or equal to 50. We can write like this also in Python. This is different from any other languages. Many languages do not support this kind of writing, but Python supports it. So now I can give some value, it will work, right? This is about the implementation of the first algorithm. And the second algorithm for this one is, you can read the intensity. That's the first step as the first algorithm. Okay, and the validation check also same. You have to check whether the input is same or valid or not. Then what you can do is, you can start from 25. Okay, if R is less than or equal to 25, okay, then I can print it as light. Otherwise, you can use this otherwise option. This is the major change between the previous algorithm and this one. Otherwise, I am going to put this. So when I say otherwise, it means that R is greater than 25. Okay, since R is greater than 25, I can check only whether it is equal to, less than or equal to 50. I need not once again check the condition that R is greater than 25. That I can do. I can use this otherwise option. So how otherwise will be done as in Python as else. Okay, then you are going to print dark otherwise. When I say here otherwise, it means that it is greater than 50. Then only this part is true. Okay, so you can print as brightest. That's what we are going to implement now. That is the second algorithm for this problem. So start with red 2. Okay, and now these commands are same. Okay, so you are going to read the input from the user and you are going to convert that into integer, and then you are going to check whether R is greater than 100 or R is less than 0. These are invalid things. Okay, so you will print as invalid input, that you are going to do. Fine, and then else, this else will work only when there is a valid input. So what does the algorithm says? The algorithm says that if R is less than 50, right? If R is less than 25, less than or equal to 25, okay, then in that condition you are going to print light, okay. Then otherwise, and you have a if. So else if. So how else if will be done in Python is we can write it as elif. So elif. So here when this line is executed, it means that it is greater than 25. So it is sufficient to just check whether it is less than or equal to 50. Okay, in that case you will say it is dark. Okay, am I right? Yeah. And one more time, else. Okay, when it means else, when I write else here, it means that it is greater than 50. In that case, I can write it as brightest. Okay, fine. Now if you execute, you can do like 34, yes, dark. Okay, 23, light. Then 120, I will get invalid input. Then if I am giving something like 50, it will be dark. Yeah, I want one more thing to show, brightest, isn't it? 51. Okay, it is going to be brightest. Okay, so it's up to us to decide from where we have to start and what logic we are going to use and so on. But Python has these features for working with conditional branching statements. Okay, thank you.